Hi everyone. Man, my thermometer says it's 73 degrees, but holy moly, when you're working out here in the sunshine, it sure feels a lot hotter than that. Anyway, I've been out here just kind of puttering, and I thought I'd bring you along for a couple of things. I think it's been quite some weeks since you've been in my garden and over to the chicken coop, so I thought I'd just take you for a little spin. I really don't have my garden planted. I was hoping to get that done this weekend. There's just so much to do is prep work before you can get things in the ground. So I've just been fiddling around and I'm excited. And I can't wait to show you what I got for Mother's Day. It's so awesome. I'm so excited. So first thing, you guys, there's my potatoes. You were with me when Brenda and I planted potatoes. We planted them and they grew, and then I mounded them up once, and that's where we are now. So it's time to hill them up again. And I have been working on just making some good soil for my rows, one row at a time, right? I've got some compost, and then I've got some peat moss, and I have some vermiculite, the little white stuff. So it actually made some nice soil for topping off my row. I made one partial row. That's all I was able to do so far. But I will just take you along. We'll just start here at the potatoes. And I got a little artichoke this year. He's in that pot until I can determine where I want him in the garden as a semi-permanent place. So what I understand is the artichokes here in Oregon will stay as a perennial for several years, but maybe not forever, but that's okay. Anyway, he's in the ground, and my weed bucket here. So this is what I did. I pulled some of these weeds and I laid down cardboard, and then I put a pile of the compost from our, the barn clean out compost that's about a year old, and then on the top you'll see the soil. Now this is last year's line, and I'm realizing where it's failing. This is just one of those drip tube lines, but it's laser cut, and it looks like it's cut maybe 9 inches or so. But you can see here where it's failing. So what I'll do is I'll just go down and buy some drip tube. I have some really nice drip tube. It works well, and I think I'll just replace these lines. I have not really ever liked them, but they did work. They have worked the last couple years. I've got my sweet peas, my sugar peas. Anyway, so they are doing just fine. And these are my garlics, my row of garlic. And they're looking pretty marvelous, I think. In between here's my row of onions. My onions are doing okay. In between here is my holding spot for all of these brassicas that I didn't get them planted, and they didn't sell, so I don't know what I'll do with those yet. And there isn't anything here yet except for a volunteer sunflower, and then my black-eyed Susan, which is doing good. My blueberries are doing okay. They're not loaded full of blooms, but they're doing okay. Last year they were really full. They did really, really well. I could barely keep up with them. But my onions are doing great. And in my greenhouse are the tomatoes. Lots of tomatoes. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of these. I've got the dark galaxy. I have blue boar berries. I have dark eclipse. I have Romas. I really wanted some Brad's atomic grape. I've got one. These just aren't doing well at all. Romas are pretty popular here in Oregon. A lot of people like to have those. And then I have some pink Berkeley tie-dyes, this whole flat. And this whole flat is crushed heart tomatoes. And I think I got all of these seeds from Wild Boar Farms. And here we have some Dr. Witchy's yellow and some green zebras. So those are doing really, really well. And look at this fun little thing down here. My mom took some geranium cuttings last fall. I stuck them in some dirt, left them over winter here in the greenhouse, and they are amazing. Oh, you guys, look. This pepper. This is one pepper that I overwintered 7 pepper plants. And this one is doing really, really well. And wouldn't you know it, it's a jalapeno. I have about 2 billion jalapenos started from seeds. This one is doing okay. It's got some growth here. I think this is a potato that was just in the soil that I stuck the peppers in. But this one's growing. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but there's one more back there that it didn't do anything. So out of 7, I ended up with 1. But that's kind of cool. And this is my little corner here. I've got this fun little strawberry. It's one of those white strawberries. Instead of a red one, it's a white one. So I'll be excited to see what's going to come on there. I've had quite a few blooms, so hoping for a handful of strawberries. And then my leftover onions that I just didn't plant out. And some cuttings my mom is getting to start. I don't have any idea what these are. I showed up one evening, came out to the greenhouse, and I've got these 6 cuttings and these 5 chrysanthemums. It's fun. My lettuce is doing good. And here's my lavender. I planted this last year in this little grow bag. It's gonna be blooming here just really soon. It smells so good. And my parsley, I have pulled out half of the parsley out of that grow bag, and I've cut a lot of it out, and it is just amazingly full. Volunteer sunflowers, and this was a pile of just some compost, my leftover compost that I've had out of many different runs, and I've just piled it here. So that's what I used to make that row, and then I just pulled it over to my trellis so that I can plant something on the trellis. And then my beets are doing pretty good. Pretty good in there. And of course a volunteer sunflower. Look at there. Yeah, they're doing all right. My Swiss chard, I'm going to cut that out and get that pulled out of there and restart that. That's last year's Swiss chard. And some pretty little pansies. So, you guys, that's what's happening so far. Now, let me just show you what happens in here. See if I can do this without letting any chickens out. Hello, chickens. Hello, chickens. Look at this pretty little girl. So, as if I didn't have enough, once I had all of these chickens, then my friend at work, she says, Sue, I had bought 3 baby chicks for my girls, and we had a home for them. They live in town. They weren't planning on keeping them, but she wanted little chicks for her girls to have, and they had a home for them, and the girls did not approve of that home after they got these chickens. So she asked if I would take them. So I have 2 of these. I can't remember what kind they are, and then 1 Easter egger. But those girls held and loved these baby chickens until I got them, and so I don't think they really love being held, but they tolerate me. Anyway, so now I have, I had the 2, and then I got 21, and then I got 6, and then I got 3 more. You guys, no more chickens. I have a big chicken run here, but I don't have any more room. But everybody's doing really good, and they're spoiled. They get a scoop or two of cracked corn every day, and then I just give them layer pellets, and then I give them a lot of kitchen scraps. And then as I've been pulling weeds and cutting grass, they've been getting a lot of that. And I think they're getting plenty because there was a lot of grass here that just they didn't eat. It's just still here. So I think they're getting plenty. And I'm not getting eggs yet from these new chicks. They're not quite old enough. How old do they have to be? 4 months? 5 months? I don't remember. Maybe 5 months, 20 weeks. That sounds a little familiar. They were hatched out the beginning of February. So I think I figured somewhere around 4th of July I might be getting eggs from these girls. But the 2 old hens, faithful layers, 1 a day. I get 2 eggs every day from them. But they're just so pretty. Hi chickens, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. I hope you enjoy my chickens. I know a couple of you have asked for chicken updates. Here they are. And still 1 rooster. So that's okay. There he is right there. And so far, he's a good boy. You guys, these weeds are obnoxious. I don't know what this stuff is. I always called it some type of a morning glory, but I know it's not. It might be in the same family because it vines just like that, and I think that it eventually will have white flowers on it like a morning glory. I try not to ever let it last long enough to get blooms, but it has a single root that goes way down. I can never get all of it pulled, and it comes up and it just vines and vines and vines, and it's terrible. But if I just keep after it, I can keep most of it down. Look here, volunteer sunflowers. I have so many volunteer sunflowers, and right here is where I had right there is the great big stalk. I don't know if this is in the camera. This is the stalk from last year's sunflower, and these are just the seeds from it. And this sunflower grew so tall, and it had so many flower heads on the one stalk. There must have been 20 sunflowers on this one stalk. It was just gorgeous. And it was really tall, and I had to put a T-post here and tie it to the post for support. It was so big. So I saved a couple of the heads and dried the seeds, and I have like a gallon Ziploc half full of seeds, and I've just been sharing those seeds. And my girlfriend took a sandwich bag full home and she planted them, and I just brought home half a dozen starts, so that's kind of cool. But I didn't realize I had so many sunflower volunteers. But I don't think one can have too many sunflowers. They're just so pretty. Oh, I know. I think I read somewhere, watched a YouTube video that people call this bindweed. I've never heard of bindweed around here, except that some of those shows that I watch that are not Oregon people, they talk about having bindweed, and the way they describe it, the way it grows and the way it roots, and when they show pictures of it, that's what I think of. Maybe I have bindweed and I just don't know it. So I just wanted to kind of clear out this area. I have this one spot, I have a dripper tube here. Look what I got. I got my own screw gun. I'm so excited. My husband and my son, they have a bazillion toys, and I always have to ask for help when I have a project. So for Mother's Day, I asked for my own screw gun, and I got a package deal. I got this, and I got my own saw. So I'm so excited. And then this looks like it is a paint stirrer, but I just wonder if it might work as an auger. So let's see if we can get this done. Well, I don't know if that's the right thing or not, and I don't know. It didn't do that good. I kind of think that this really is a paint stirrer. I guess I'll have to ask for help. But Got a little bit of a hole. My daughter started this plant. I really don't know what a Dixie hybrid is. Looks like it's gonna be a squash, maybe? So we'll plant it and see. I guess I need to grab a shovel. Hey, do you want a quick update on my asparagus? It's growing. It's growing, growing, growing. And Mom and I were just looking today that I have new shoots. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of these little things. I was getting a bit discouraged, but I have a new shoot on 1, 2, 3, not that one, 4. I don't see a new one on that one or that one, but gosh, they're all, what do you call it, frondy? They've all frond. They're so pretty. This little one down here, look how cute. And those 2 new shoots there, very nice.